Now on Nightside, a shooting in Northwest Spokane sends at least one person to the hospital. We have the breaking details.
The steady rains of earlier today have come to an end, but we have more showers in the first alert forecast. I'll let you know when to expect them.
And tonight, Spokane County Commissioners decided they will support increased taxes to pay for a new jail. You're watching 4 News Now, Nightside. And thanks for staying up with us tonight. I'm Kirsten O'Connor. In just the last hour, we have learned that a person was hurt in a shooting. This is breaking news we've been following. It happened on the corner of Garland and Nettleton in Northwest Spokane. Spokane police say it all started around 8 o'clock tonight. At least one person was taken to the hospital. The case is still under investigation. We will bring you the latest information just as soon as we learn more. Tonight, the Spokane County Commissioners solidified their vote to support Measure 1. Measure 1 is a proposed sales tax increase that would help fund a new jail. New on Nightside, Rania Kaur breaks down why some people support the measure and others are against it.
Kirsten, those supporting the measure argue that a new jail is necessary in supporting victims of crime and is needed to protect the community as a whole. Those against feel differently, raising questions about how the money is actually going to benefit criminal justice efforts, pointing to previous studies conducted that prove incarceration doesn't actually fix the problem. 15 people, including Spokane County Sheriff John Knowles, Spokane County Prosecutor Larry Haskell, and former mayoral candidate Tim Archer, spoke in favor of Measure 1, pointing to limited jail capacity, limiting law enforcement's ability. 8 people spoke against the measure, questioning if sales tax money collected by the county is better spent elsewhere.
The cost to restore a family broken by crime is significant. Measure 1 serves all of us. A yes vote funds programs and services and ensures safety both inside and outside of the building. Measure 1 funds justice.
Currently, it costs about $126 per day to house somebody in the jail already. How much more is it going to cost if we pass this measure? We build a new jail. How much better can we support these struggling community members outside of a jail setting for that amount?
County Commissioner Mary Cuney, Josh Kearns, and Al French, who had originally supported the measure, reaffirmed their stance. County Commissioner Amber Woldruff and Chris Jordan were against it. The measure is set to go in front of voters on November 7th. If approved by voters, sales tax would go up by 0.2%. Besides the jail, the money would also go toward increasing overall criminal justice efforts. Kirsten?
Rania, thank you. Tonight, some people whose homes were damaged in the Gray Fire made their voices heard alongside one of the lawyers filing a lawsuit.
For a lack of a better term, I'm not an ambulance chaser, but if there's negligence involved, which it sounds as though there is, we chose to come down here and listen to find out more information on that.
Singleton and Schreiber is a California-based law firm that specializes in fire litigation. They are one of 2 law firms filing lawsuits against Inland Power. Their lawsuit claims that Inland Power failed to inspect and remove nearby vegetation and negligently designed and constructed their power lines. Gerald Singleton says by filing the lawsuit now, they can start the process of discovery.
So we file individual cases for each one of our clients. So we may end up representing, say, 200 people. Another firm may represent 100. And the way that you do it is you work up each one of those cases individually.
Singleton says a court date has been set for January. For updates and previous coverage on these 2 lawsuits, including Inland Power's response, check our website, kxly.com. In the upcoming election, Spokane residents will vote on a new camping ordinance called Proposition 1. If approved, it would ban camping near schools, parks, and daycares in Spokane. This interactive map was made by a professor at Eastern Washington University. It shows the city of Spokane, and the areas in color are places where camping would be banned in the city. Gray spots on that map would not have a camping ban. Supporters of Prop 1 say the ordinance will protect children and people who use public areas like parks. But opponents say all this is doing is moving the homeless population into different areas and away from resources. Professor Robert Saunders hopes voters use this map that he created as a tool to come to their own conclusions by Election Day.
Today, so much of the data is available online, and there's tools that you can use for free to go out and play around with the data on your own and ask your own questions and get the information back that informs those questions.
one thing that's important to note, the map does not include already established city camping restrictions around rivers and railroad viaducts and within 3 blocks of shelters. Well, the rain this evening stopped just in time for maybe some plans you had to attend the Macklemore concert.
Maybe
a lot of people nearby.
in this newsroom snuck over there in between shows that I know of. And the rain did stop right about the time folks were arriving at the arena, and it has stayed dry. But we are tracking some wet weather moving across the Palouse right now, and the chance of showers continues in our forecast for tomorrow. Here's a look at our forecast radar starting off at the current time. No big heavy amounts of rain in any one location, but we'll keep the chance of some very spotty showers going through the day on Wednesday, particularly down on the Palouse and into the central panhandle. That is where we have the best chance of rain through the day tomorrow. Here's a look at your Wednesday planner. 61 is our average high. We are going to be cool again, heading up to a high of 55. The best chance of rain in Spokane is going to be between about 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. Air quality in the good range. We do start to dry out as we get into the end of the work week, but not for long. I'll tell you about more wet weather in the 7-day forecast in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Chris. Some brand new information since we were last on the air. Olympic gold medalist Mary Lou Retton is fighting for her life. Her daughter says the retired gymnast is fighting a rare form of pneumonia and is currently hospitalized. Her daughter posted on social media that the retired gymnast is battling for her life. Retton is currently in an intensive care unit at a Texas hospital. Her daughter says she cannot breathe on her own. Retton captured the hearts of Americans during the 1984 Olympic Games in Los Angeles, winning the women's all-around at the Summer Games when she was just 16 years old.
Well, time for a look at sports. I'm Julian Minnesone. Washington State women's basketball was picked to finish 5th in the Pac-12 this season. This is the program's highest projected finish since 1991. The Cougars returned 8 players from last year's team that won a program record 23 games and captured the program's first ever Pac-12 championship. Utah was picked to finish 1st in the conference, followed by UCLA, Stanford, and Colorado. Washington State opens the season at home on October 29th against Montana Western. And today was also Pac-12 Women's Basketball Media Day. What the Cougars had to say about defending their conference title coming up later in sports. Live in the studio, Julian Minnesone, 4 News Now Sports.
Thank you, Julian. Well, get ready for some lane closures on I-90 between Cheney and Sprague. This all started today. 1 lane in each direction is going to be closed while crews install new light poles at some interchanges. The project could last for the next 2 weeks. A 17-year-old along with 2 adults are now in custody after deputies used a spike strip to stop their allegedly stolen car. Investigators say a Spokane Valley deputy tried to pull the teen driver over for speeding. When the deputy turned on his emergency lights, the 17-year-old allegedly sped up in an apparent attempt to escape. Eventually, a deputy used the spike strip to stop the car, and that's when the 17-year-old and 26-year-old Robert Cross tried to run. Deputies caught the 2 of them and took them into custody. Investigators also say the teenage driver dropped this gun while trying to make that getaway. It is one of our favorite days of the year. It is Fat Bear Tuesday, the day that we learn which bear at the Katmai National Park in Alaska is crowned champion. More than 100,000 votes have been cast in this year's competition. And before I reveal the winner, let's take a look at the finalists so you can make your own decision on who's the true titan of tonnage. First up is Grazer, an adult female who normally would be found in the Brooks River hunting for food. She's had a great year based on the size of that belly. What a sweetheart. And she's up against Chunk, a large male bear. Park officials saying he has really come into his own this year. He had a hard time challenging other bears in years past for prime fishing spots. Now, even last year's winner defers the best spots to him. So let's go ahead and reveal the winner. This year's Titan of Tonnage is Grazer, winning with more than 100,000 votes. And while she may now be the chubbiest of chunks, I think the real winner, well, winners rather, are everyone who took part in this year's competition. Still ahead on 4 News Now Nightside, the Spokane Jewish community celebrating a holiday when Israel was attacked. Many people here in the Inland Northwest have family still in Israel. Hear from one woman who is afraid for the lives of her loved ones.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
It was in August. Fires raged through our area. This one, the Gray Fire in Medical Lake. Homes destroyed, trees destroyed along with it. They've got to come down and get moved out for the rebuild. We're here in mid-October to help move them. The 4 News Now Extreme Team, brought to you by and with volunteers from Horizon Credit Union.
This is going to be a lot of fun.
He's got the stars.
Yeah.
The studs.
I don't remember a time in my life I didn't watch his shows.
And the unexpected.
I've always thought of you as Dave Jr. Every hair on my body is standing up right now.
Jimmy Kimmel Live, new weeknights on ABC. Dear Detour, you took us off-road on the gnarliest trails. You asked us to measure up. So yeah, we did. When life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong. Toyota Trucks.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan with roadside assistance. Visit your local Toyota dealer to learn more. Reserve yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
I'm Chad Young from theeasyhomebuyer.com, Spokane and Coeur d'Alene's easiest way to sell your house fast. If you have a few moments, I hope you'll give me the opportunity to make you an instant cash offer on your home. With theeasyhomebuyer.com, we will buy your house in as-is condition with no repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. To get your no-obligation cash offer, give us a call or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
Did you know Idaho high school seniors graduating next spring are eligible for up to $8,000 in grant money for career training and education through Idaho Launch? Funds can be used to cover the cost of apprenticeships, job training, community college, and university programs that lead to in-demand careers. Funds are limited. Apply today. Students choose their own path, and Idaho Launch helps pay for it. Idaho Launch. Support in every direction.
4 News Now is brought to you by Fairway Floor.
Thanks for staying up with Nightside. It is 9 a.m. right now in Israel. Another night of attacks with rockets flying over homes just north of the Gaza Strip. More than 1,000 people, including at least 14 Americans, have been killed since Hamas attacked on Saturday. Today, President Biden speaking for the 3rd time with the Israeli Prime Minister before addressing the nation, asking Congress to take action and provide aid.
This is not about party or politics. This is about the security of our world, the security of the United States of America.
Here in the Inland Northwest, a lot of people are scared for their loved ones still in Israel. The Spokane Jewish community was celebrating a holiday when Israel was attacked. Many Jewish people in Spokane have either lived in Israel or have family and friends there, and these attacks are leaving community members devastated. Iris Berestein, a member of Temple Beth Shalom from Israel, says she fears for her family's lives, feeling helpless watching these events unfold from so far away.
I think it's really complicated for us to sit aside and just read the news, especially for me. I'm on the phone all the time. I'm just kind of checking on family and friends all the time.
This Sunday, community members will hold a rally showing support for Israel at Riverfront Park. That information is up on our website, KXLY.com. 4 News Now's Coats for Kids is helping families affected by the Oregon Road fire with the help of the Inland Northwest Camaro Club. Our Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker and some of the people from the club donated bags full of children's winter jackets to the New Hope Resource Center near Elk today. Just a few weeks ago, New Hope Resource Center's director mentioned that they needed more winter coats for families who lost everything during that devastating fire. And Coats for Kids doesn't begin collecting donations until October, but as soon as Chris heard about this, she was ready to get to work.
I had these coats from the Camaro Club ready to go, and so I reached out immediately and was so happy to be able to get those coats into circulation right away for kids who obviously desperately need them.
Most of these coats are brand new, and if they were lightly used, they are freshly laundered.
So the fire victims coming in, especially those that lost everything, when you think about it, they lost all their winter gear. And the portion of Elk where the fires happen, winter is really harsh. And so it's great to have the opportunity to help meet the need of replacing their winter's gear so they can be warm this winter.
Swanson, who you just heard from, says they are still in need of waterproof winter boots and gloves. And if you're interested in donating, head to KXLY.com. Chris, what a wonderful way to spend the morning.
It was wonderful. I love the Camaro Club, and they gave me another $1,000 to buy more coats for area children. So just another example of the generosity of people in the inland Northwest. And it's starting to feel like coat weather, maybe not the heavy coats, but we needed the raincoats today. 0.07 of an inch of rain at the airport. We are running well below average. Year to date, we've only had a little over 8 inches. We would typically be close to 11 inches, but we have additional opportunities to add to that total. We have more rain showers in the forecast for tomorrow, but we're going to get frequent breaks. We'll be dry by Thursday and then start warming up for Friday and Saturday, back up into the 60s. Area of low pressure is easy to pick out here on our satellite and radar. That counterclockwise swirl in the Pacific moving inland, and it has been sending us waves of precipitation off and on, but a lot of it is staying well to our south. We've had some showers and thunderstorms across central Oregon, and we're just getting a little bit moving into the inland Northwest. Over the next 24 hours, a lot of that wet weather will be from Lewiston, Moscow, Pullman, up into St. Mary's and Kellogg. Our forecast rain going through the day tomorrow shows the not very impressive totals, but the higher totals are going to be south of I-90 for the most part. Ritzville, an exception. Kellogg, 1100s, and then just very light rain up along the Canadian border. In your planning forecast, we'll stay dry on Thursday and Friday. Thursday, a fair amount of fog, especially in the morning, but we should get some sunshine in the afternoon. Sunny on Friday and 65. Then we start to see the clouds moving in partway through the day on Saturday, with more rain coming in the forecast for next week. Kirsten?
All right. Thank you, Chris. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, Washington ranks 6th in the country for food insecurity. A new woman-owned small business called 4 Roots is giving out boxes packed with farm-fresh fruits, veggies, grains, and protein for families in need. The items are sourced through farmers in Washington.
In addition to folks needing that fresh whole food, our farmers need a consistent, stable sales channel. They need a means of getting their product to our local families and community members, and this really has been able to provide that.
Tomorrow, 232 boxes will be given out in Spokane Valley at the Reclaim Project from 10 a.m. until noon. Hear how this program is helping more than just those in need on KXLY.com. Still ahead, psychologists shine a light on the mental health crisis impacting kids and teens in the U.S.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
I had a lot of bad days with gout, but that one took the wedding cake. Even with medicine, my uric acid was still too high to stop painful gout buildup. Then a gout specialist told me about Cristexa.
Cristexa is a prescription medicine for adults with gout whose symptoms are not controlled by other gout medicines.
I learned Cristexa quickly starts working to break down gout buildup.
Cristexa is an infused medicine. Serious life-threatening allergic reactions can occur while taking Cristexa. Tell your doctor right away if you have symptoms such as shortness of breath, trouble breathing, dizziness, itching, or swelling of the throat or tongue. Crystexxa is not recommended if you have high levels of uric acid without a history of gout. Do not take Crystexxa if you have a rare disorder called G6PD deficiency or favism. Before receiving Crystexxa, tell your doctor if you have a history of heart problems and all the medicines you take. Crystexxa may cause gout flare-ups, allergic reactions, nausea, bruising, sore throat, constipation, chest pain, and vomiting.
I received Crystexxa for about 6 months. Now I'm in control, not gout.
Find a doctor who specializes in gout at goutdocnow.com.
Lewis Culligan, your local water experts since 1936. The world's most efficient water softener. Safer drinking water in every glass. Convenient, reliable delivery. Industry-leading technology. Here for every water worry.
With Chevy Silverado and Silverado HD, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. With the power of up to 36,000 pounds of max available towing and the confidence of an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado for you. Get 0% financing, plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups. Plus, get $1,000 cash allowance on this Silverado. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
ABC's World News Tonight at 4 News Now, when the local story is national news.
When national stories hit home, watch ABC World News Tonight at 5:30.
And 4 News Now at 6. That's what we mean when we say expect more.
4 News Now is brought to you by Rebath Spokane.
Our high temperature today, well, we got up to 58. 61 is our average high, so as cool as it was today, we were actually right about average, just a hair below, and we started the day off at a warm 50 thanks to all of the clouds. Sunset these days just after 6 o'clock, 6:12. Here's a look at our temperature trend over the next 7 days. The black line is our average high, which continues to drop very rapidly. October is the month of greatest change in our average temperature. In the negative, will be 55 tomorrow, pretty close to average Thursday, and then a little bit above all the way through the end of the 7-day forecast. Here's a look at our 8 to 14-day outlook, still calling for above average temperatures, and we're in that darker red. So pretty good confidence that we are going to be in for a warm mid to close to the end of October, not quite the end of October. Meanwhile, the early hints of wetter weather continuing have diminished. We're in that gray, so nothing to indicate that we'll be above average or below average in terms of our precipitation. This pick of the night absolutely takes my breath away. What a treat to find this in my email inbox from Michelle Hull. She says a group of folks went out on the Roman Nose Lakes Trails, which is up by Bonner's Ferry, and boy, talk about fall color, the larch doing their thing, that just bright oranges and reds. And boy, thank you, Michelle, for sharing this gorgeous view with us. Those of us that won't have the opportunity to do that hike, I want to now, Kirsten.
I definitely do. That looks like a rainbow of colors.
Isn't it? It's just
with the blue sky and the lake. I mean, everything.
Yeah.
Oh, gorgeous. This is the best time of the year.
It certainly is.
Thank you, Chris. Well, today is World Mental Health Day, and pediatric psychologists are shining a light on the mental health crisis impacting kids and teens in the U.S. Experts say promoting children's mental health and wellness starts with caregivers and parents having open-ended conversations with their kids, encouraging them to have healthy friendships and join in extracurricular activities to promote wellness.
If a child feels like they're included and they're connected and they're a part of their community, their schools, their home environment, that they are more likely to be mentally well or handle stress better.
Since kids don't always have the words to express their feelings, she also says parents should try to normalize how their child feels and model good mental health habits. If you or someone you know is experiencing a mental health or emotional crisis, call or text the 24/7 National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at 988. You can speak with a trained counselor for free and confidential support. Coming up next in sports, what Washington State women's basketball had to say about the high expectations for this season. The latest from Pac-12 Media Day next.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
4 News Now is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino Resort Hotel.
Are you ready to make some history?
There's hope that I have someone that I could enjoy the rest of my life with.
There's not many men like you.
Everybody is excited to hopefully fall in love.
There could come a day that we look back and we go, that's where it all started.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Don't need glasses? See us for your contacts and save on your annual supply.
It was in August. Fires raged through our area. This one, the Gray Fire in Medical Lake. Homes destroyed, trees destroyed along with it. They've got to come down and get moved out for the rebuild. We're here in mid-October to help move them. The 4 News Now Extreme Team, brought to you by and with volunteers from Horizon Credit Union.
Thank you for getting groceries, Mika.
Of course. Happy to help. Will Medicare cover any of these bills?
I thought it would, but it doesn't.
We'll get through this. I will always be here for you.
I know. But what about you? I don't ever want you to be in this situation.
Don't worry, Dad. With WA Cares, I'm earning long-term care benefits with each paycheck. That money will be there when I need it.
Find out how the WA Cares Fund can help.
Disney on Ice presents Frozen and Encanto. Celebrate the power of love y familia. Coming to Spokane Arena October 20th through 22nd. Tickets on sale now. Visit DisneyOnIce.com for show details.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Schedule your comprehensive eye exam at shopko.com or bring in your outside prescription.
But I think it's time for us to just kind of like put that in the back and start a new season and focus on going back to back.
Washington State isn't going to sneak up on anybody this year. Welcome into sports. I'm Julian Minenso. WSU women's basketball was picked to finish 5th in the Pac-12 conference this season. It's the program's highest projected finish since 1991. The Cougars return 8 players from last year's team that won a program record 23 games and captured the program's first ever Pac-12 championship. Head coach Cammie Etheridge took the stage at Pac-12 Media Day this afternoon. Etheridge says it's a crucial time right now for the program.
We're coming off winning a championship and obviously have a great team coming back. And I think the expectation is high, and I think people wanting to be and wanting to watch this and wanting to be on board is really big. So we need more people in our stands. We need to make that a home court environment where people can't walk out of there with a win.
Now here's a look at the full list. Utah was picked to finish first in the conference, followed by UCLA, Stanford, and Colorado. Washington State opens the season at home on October 29th against Montana Western. Washington State football still has a bad taste in its mouth after Saturday's loss to UCLA. Instead of taking their frustration out on each other, the Cougars are using it as fuel to get ready for Arizona. Washington State looked like a completely different team in the loss to the Bruins. The offense, which ranks near the top of college football, committed 4 turnovers, and the defense, which played pretty well for the most part, allowed just enough points for UCLA to win. It's back to the basics for the Cougars this week. The team says the loss could actually be a good thing.
I feel like we're definitely a lot more locked in. We got a little bit complacent last week, and I think we're going to grow from that and, continue to get better.
I feel like the loss was good because today was a better day. Yesterday was a good day during the walkthroughs, during the meetings. So I feel like the loss just kind of humbled us, but kind of made us even more hungry.
The Cougars will look to bounce back against Arizona on Saturday. Kickoff is at 4 o'clock in Pullman, and WSU could be facing former quarterback Jaden DeLora if he is healthy. DeLora missed the last few games due to injury. Saturday is also homecoming for Washington State, and Idaho is also celebrating homecoming this week. The Vandals are playing their biggest game of the season. Idaho will welcome in number 16 Montana for the Little Brown Stein. The game will be nationally televised on ESPN2. The Vandals beat Montana on the road last season. Idaho will look to keep the Little Brown Stein in Moscow for back-to-back games for the first time since 1999.
They're our biggest rival. I think this is a huge game. I mean, both teams are 5-1, so this has a lot of, just like in the old days, has a lot of implications for the Big Sky race and the national race, playoff positioning. So it's a huge game, and I think that's fun. Regional rivalries, I think, are what's kind of neat about college sports.
Kickoff is at 7:30 on Saturday night from the Kibbie Dome in Moscow. Eastern Washington, fresh off a bye, the team spent some time resting and recovering for the final stretch of the season, and no one needed it more than quarterback Keikoa Viceparis. Viceparis sat out of the Idaho game due to an upper body injury. Eagles head coach Aaron Best says Viceparis could return this week if things go well in practice. If he sits out, the Eagles will start backup quarterback Jared Taylor, who ran for 2 touchdowns and also threw a touchdown in the loss to Idaho. So the next few days will be critical in determining Viceparis' status for Saturday's game against Idaho State.
I think there's a legitimate shot, just prognosis-wise, that we might have his services on Saturday. But it all kind of, like any player or any position, depends on what they can get out of practice. Because I have a hard time, no matter who you are, not practicing during the week and then showing up on Saturdays. It usually doesn't go well. You have to have some college game speed during the week.
Kickoff is at 3 o'clock on Saturday from Pocatello, Idaho. Opening night in the NHL, the Seattle Kraken are coming off the first playoff appearance in franchise history. Seattle opened up against the team that knocked them out of the postseason, the defending champion Vegas Golden Knights. We picked fall 4-1 on opening night. And that'll wrap us up for sports.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
What I want people to know about Numerica's involvement is that it's genuine.
I work at a company that supports the community because we're a part of it.
It's important to give back to the community you live in. We are truly here to help, and we're passionate about it.
I'm Chad Young from the EasyHomebuyer.com, Spokane and Coeur d'Alene's easiest way to sell your house fast. If you have a few moments, I hope you'll give me the opportunity to make you an instant cash offer on your home. With the EasyHomebuyer.com, we will buy your house in as-is condition with no repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. To get your no-obligation cash offer, give us a call or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
Don't shop in the cold. R&R RV in North Spokane has over 120 RVs indoors at 525 East Francis. Right now, save thousands with huge year-end discounts and clearance pricing. The time to buy is now. Don't shop in the cold. Shop over 120 RVs indoors. Motorhomes, fifth wheels, travel trailers, all indoors at R&R RV in North Spokane, 525 East Francis, or online at rnrrv.com.
My name is Stephen, and this is my Summit Cancer Center story. I had a large tumor in my left lung in November of 2018. We went through in 2020 doing a lot of end-of-life planning. Summit was very aggressive in my treatment of diagnosis. Since then, with my recovery, we're doing a lot of life events. I love the people there. I would recommend Summit Cancer Center. My wife calls it a miracle.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Still some hit or miss showers tomorrow, but most of the day is going to be dry. Might even manage a little bit of sunshine in the afternoon. Enjoy it if you do. There's more of that on Friday, but you know, need some showers too. A little bit of everything.
I thought today was perfect. We had the showers and then cleared up and got to see the Macklemore concert. Oh, there's a secret there.
What a nice boy. He is.
What a fantastic performer.
And he loves Spokane.
He said Spokane is better than Seattle.
Oh, wow.
Hot take, everybody.
There you go.
We were cheering as soon as we heard that. Have a good night.